Hey guys, what's up? It's Brandon. Um, I'm going to be doing some match analysis from some of the CEVO sets. Starting off with this one because I don't know, I just feel like doing this one first. This is Leftyyy versus Ardiom. This was round one JV bracket, and I'm going to be analyzing it probably mostly from Monza's point of view, so that's Leftyyy. But I don't know. I'm not really sure how I'm going to go about doing this. I'm just going to wing it. But yeah, expect me to be analyzing it mostly from Monza's point of view. Alright, let's get this thing started. I don't really know who won the stage striking on this one. I also have only watched this set once, other than live, so uh, I might miss some things, but I don't know. We'll see. Also, keep in mind that this was hosted outside in like February, so it's kind of cold, and because of this, there's a little bit of spaghetti. But either way, this is what we have to work with. So, you know, right away, I like Monza's dash dancing. I like his dash dancing a lot. I don't like the dash attacks he does. He does a lot of dash attacks in the set, and I feel like a lot of them are flubs, just because, you know, it's cold, your hands are cold, spaghetti, whatever. But I know he gets a really sick kill here, like really nice early kill. Good call out on the tournament winner. Good ledge grab, very quick and easy stock. That was very clean play. Very good punish. That was actually a really good down air too if he had canceled it, because then he could have ran away or ran back in and grabbed him. Yeah, like right off the bat, Monza. I mean, nothing against Brian. I love both of these guys, but right off the bat, Monza just seems like he's playing a lot more fluent, has much more of a game plan, which is probably why he ends up winning the set. He definitely should have done something there. I feel like he was gearing up to do something to try and like push him further off stage, but he was just like a little nervous, waited a little too long. That was very nice tipper from Brian too. Shit, the video just went to shit. Okay, I think that was just in the VOD. Ooh, alright. I also don't know why Brian played Martha, because I'm pretty sure he's a Falco man, but like, I don't know. Falco destroys Falcon, but I don't know, maybe just felt more comfortable with the Marth. Very good edge guard from Brian, actually. That was beautiful. Yeah, Monza's just dash dancing. That's like the big thing I've noticed already. He tries to edge cancel that, which was smart, very, very smart. That's one thing I noticed a lot in Game 3, he edge cancels. Yeah, he's contesting a little bit at the ledge, but I'd like to see more. And that stomp, I mean, he could have maybe tried to chase him up in the air, maybe tried to get him to react to like maybe an up air, try to like force a reaction from him, and then work around that. It was a good shield. I definitely would not have rolled there. There was not much he could have done there. Good get up attack. That was like Monza's really smart. He just gets fucked sometimes. That's really like the best way I can put it. Look how smooth he's playing in this game. He's playing like a genius right now.
Why did my bracket have to be so close? Because my bracket was a little chaos. Like everyone beat.
Yeah, like he's just dash dancing a lot, and Brian's having a hard time dealing with it, which is why he did end up winning this game. I feel like that was the big thing. He's got to jump cancel those grabs though, because Brian, if he was just a little bit faster, could have easily ended the stock and ended up snagging the lead. And I feel like,
if I beat Emil, that would have assured.
Yeah, like in situations like those, in just small little spaghetti-ish situations when Monza's not like really getting much off of his aggression, Brian's just tippering him. That's really how it is. That was a decent knee. I mean, he probably could have gotten punished for it, but he went through the shield well enough that I feel like it was okay. Monza's also, in this first game, he's getting a decent number of conversions off of throws. He's really got to work on those down throw knees, down throw up airs. Like, he's got to grind out that and make sure that he's getting those 100% of the time, because that's the guaranteed stuff, and that's the stuff that's going to win you matches if you can get that grab. And obviously, he's got to jump cancel a little more. Another thing that I notice with Monza in these games is, like, when he throws out an attack, for example, the Nair, even if it hits, he'll pause him. Yeah, like Here, actually, I'm gonna focus in on that real quick. Alright, so, hold on, let me try and get the thingy. Cause it's being freaking weird. The full screen's being weird on my screen right now. Here, bear with me for a second, I'm sorry. Let me just lower the speed. Alright, so watch as Monza down airs here. This isn't the best example, but it is an example of when he does this. He's gonna down air, and then there's just like a small frame of time where he just kind of stands still and does nothing. And in that frame of time, because I'm pretty sure it hits the L cancel, so like he can do something there. He can shield, he can run in, he can throw out another move, he can run back. He can do anything, but he just kind of stands there. Right after that was a well-spaced tipper on the shield too, but Monza runs in. Yeah, he L cancels it, and then he just stands there for just a moment, just long enough, where like you can definitely. And again, that's not the best example, but there are a ton of moments that I notice where Monza will do an action, and then there'll be a brief pause between his next action. I feel like it needs a little bit more fluidity going from move to move or just action to action. Let's see what happens. I actually don't remember who won this game. Not gonna lie. Oh! Ooh. Lucky recovery. And Brian throws it away.
Ardiom takes. Wait, no, that is that.
Alright, so Monza gets to ban. Let's see what he ends up banning. Because I believe that this set was the first and definitely the last time that these two had ever played. So I don't know if Monza knew that Brian has a Falco. Because I'm pretty sure he played him in pools. Like, I'm almost certain he played Falco in pools. But let's see what Monza ends up banning as the Falcon versus the Marth.
No, there's no page 2 legal stage.
Nope, nope. Page 2 is the illegal stage page. That's why it's
that fucking rhymed.
Alright, that makes enough sense. I feel like Smashville is a decent enough stage for both of them. I don't really think it favors either of them too heavily. FD honestly could have been the same way, but I wouldn't risk it. I can understand Monza getting rid of that, and Monza just hates Delfino's Secret, so those bans make enough sense. If I was Monza, I probably would have banned one of the smaller stages out of fear of Tipper. I would have probably banned Fountain or Wario Land. Especially since he's playing Falcons, so Falcons don't generally like Fountain. And then just Wario Land, you can get tippered at 20 and die real quick. But Smashville's not a bad stage for either of them. Let's see what we got. So I know he ends up losing this game. Alright, I have no idea what the hell that was. That's the spaghetti I'm talking about. And there's plenty of it at this tournament.
Still so hot.
I still like the dash dance. Like, ooh, that was risky, but potentially rewarding forward B. Doesn't get anything off of it though.
He had a really close game with me. Like he won first game with 1 stock left. I won second game with I think 2 stocks.
See, like there, like even though he didn't get the grab and didn't jump cancel, he did an action immediately afterwards. There was no like slowing down, which was. I want to see more of that from Monza, because a lot of the time he'll do an action and then there'll be that brief pause. That's the big thing. And also the tech skills got to be a little more fluent, but you can't really fault him because it was cold out and Johns, but like true Johns. What the hell was that? All right, hold on. Look at Monza's player cam on the left real quick. That's so funny.
I'm gonna put money down on.
He definitely should have dashed forward a little more. He was probably predicting a roll in or standard get up or something. So I guess Brian just outplayed him in that moment. I feel like Monza's being a lot more fluid this game actually, which is funny because he loses it. Guess that terrible recovery attempt. Because like Brian wasn't even challenging the ledge. He probably could have came back for free. I guess it was either just a tech skill error or really bad spacing. That was a really stupid down B, but it worked. So like, I can't complain. Neither can he. I also want to see a little bit less rolls because like Falcon can just run out of the way a lot of the time or throw out another hitbox, I guess.
He's very selectively good.
He didn't win a match, but it was close
Yeah.
the whole time, so he made me clutch.
I had hope at beating you because during those like first 3 games
Alright.
we had at Flex Zone, I was like kicking your ass, and then you immediately after that almost force-socked me.
Another dash attack.
The word for that is
I don't know, dash attack at like low percents is
Maybe
basically
if
worthless.
it's
Oh, terrible DI.
I'll have an advantage.
Basically worthless as Falcon.
And I want to kill myself.
You'd only ever want to do that, if ever, at like a higher percent, like maybe like 80 onwards, just to push him off stage.
Yeah, like I was getting
Mix it up.
a decent amount.
But even still, I don't think dash attack's a very good move on Falcon at all, so I'd like to see less of
I
that.
was out of everything after my match.
And there's also the fact, and I know Monza's more of an aggressive player for sure, but in situations where the other player is always going to be coming to you, and you're getting stuffed when you're approaching, because sometimes he's getting stuffed when he runs in.
Good ass combos on stream, so I can't wait to see this.
Yeah, like sometimes you don't have to do ballsy stuff like that, especially if your opponent's going to approach just as much as you. Sometimes, especially with Falcon, you just want to sit back, wait for them to mess up, and then get either a dash chance grab or a nair. Ooh, that was a good trade.
This is gonna be a hot game. Get the balloon.
No.
I got every single balloon against you. Not every single, but close to it.
Sharking him from... That was a really good idea, actually. Sharking him from underneath the platform with the up airs. I would have nared, personally, maybe. But, up air was a good option, too. See, like, he was about to get a really nice... He was about to get a really nice, grab conversion here. Fast falls a little... Yeah, I mean, like... Sometimes you don't want to fast fall the Falcon there unless you really just want to get first hit and then like get a regrab or something, which I think that is what he was going for. That nah, it doesn't look like it. I think it was that back air or knee? I can't really tell. Let's check.
Yes, Daddy. Yes.
I don't know. I think it was a knee, but sometimes you after down throw, if you're going for nair, you don't really want to fast fall like right away. You want to fast fall as the move's ending so you can get both hits. If you fast fall too early, or if you fast fall at all, sometimes like the second hit of nair, like the good hit that'll lead into more follow-ups, that won't even come out. So a lot of the time, it's not even worth it to fast fall. You just want to short hop it, which you'll notice here. That's the reason Brian got out.
Like your general Falcon stuff now that I haven't seen from him before, like down throw stops.
All right.
I mean, yeah, because he gets hit too hard and
Yeah, and then in certain situations, Monza's like movement will just stop being so fluid. Like right there, that was genius. That was like Brian had no idea what Monza was gonna do, and then terrible edge guard attempt. Sometimes you just gotta grab the ledge and force their option, because then you could either drop down and back air, or, like off air, or just do anything. Punish them for up being onto the stage with a knee. Like you're just letting them get back for free. Against Marth, where like, especially if you're down, or just like in general against Marth, like you can clean up a lot of kills on him through edge guards because his recovery isn't the best.
Usually it helps me because I just up onto it when I'm feeling threatened.
Yeah, but the horizontal recovery that gives Marth and other characters is really nice. I can see why he would pick it here.
Yeah, I see. You can see Monza shaking his head here. I think he knows that he's messing up a lot of his tech skill, but again, like he's just not challenging the ledge. It might be out of nerves because he doesn't want to get like messed up at the ledge just for trying to go for a ledge guard option. But like, I mean, if you're down, you just have to go for the risky option sometimes because you got to get that momentum back in your play, back in your ball, your court. I was trying to say ball court, ball game, field. I don't even know. You just got to get the ball back in your side of the court. That's what I was saying. And then, God, what did Brian ban? Battlefield and Delfinos. Yeah, Monza. I don't know. I mean, again, I don't think Brian even plays Marth, so I don't know why he was playing him. But yeah, this was definitely a smart option. This ain't a bad stage for Falcon, and this is not a great stage for Marth, so this was a good idea.
7-minute games. Yeah, 7-minute games, long floaty recoveries.
I guess just a bit of advice for Brian if he happens to be watching this.
Oh, it is.
He doesn't really grab at all. It's all tilts, smashes, and aerials, which is fine. Those are all good moves, but like a lot of Marth's power comes from getting the grab, and I'm seeing none of that from Brian. So Brian, if you're watching this,
Like
try to
stakes
grab more
are-
with Marth if you're trying to play him.
Yeah, so this stage for both characters just means that their recoveries
And
are
also dash
more
dance more.
big.
Your
Go
movement's
back
got to
to
be a
the
little bit more
slowest
fluent.
stage of the blast zone.
'Cause I feel like
Marth,
Monza's
the quirk that Marth
like when
looks for
Monza's
is
playing correctly, he's dictating the pace of the match for sure. And Brian's only really getting hits on him when Monza overextends a little too hard or makes a mistake. See, that was a really good idea, and that was a terrible. Look at him. Oh, poor boy. Alright, I gotta watch that one more time. That's hysterical. I'm sorry, Monza. I feel bad, but that was actually hysterical.
Yeah, it's also very easy to get pineapple.
It's alright, he ends up winning the set anyways, despite that terrible SD. What percent was he at? 118, that could be worse.
Yeah, it's also very easy to get pineapple.
Yeah, he's not really getting edge guarded that much of the time. He's usually getting back for free, unless Brian happens to be within the general vicinity of the edge when he gets hit off. Because then he'll throw out an F smash or something. Yeah, I think around this point is where Monza starts to like play really smart, if I remember correctly. But like the big thing I noticed in this match specifically is that he just kept missing his throw conversions, and that's why it came so down to the wire. Like Monza just could not hit like a throw into anything. He was missing his down throw dares that like Brian was not DIing well enough to escape. That was a really smart recovery. He does that like 3 or 4 times in this match, and it works every single time. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
Nope, it's streamlined.
That forward smash. No, because
Yeah,
because recovery-
check that out. Like Monza's down 2 stocks.
Either character.
At this point, like a lot of people would be thinking it's over, but Monza kept composure pretty well, despite all of his tech flubs, despite like the SDs and the missed jump cancel grabs. I thought he was gonna lose stock there watching it live, but you know he's keeping himself together, which is a really big thing. He starts to stage a pretty big comeback.
The real question is, can either of these players up
Like, alright, hold on, what the hell was that, Monza? I mean, I'm assuming it was supposed to be up throw in air, which is a good idea, but like, really? Really? Really?
Was that just up throw, jab? Sorry.
Yeah, that was a little dumb.
Players combo and then it's-
Jab, yeah, like
Monza's really going in.
that time it was just not spaced correctly. The nair, he used it a little too high. And I think in that situation it would have been right to fast fall maybe, because then you would have landed at the same time as him and could have gotten a grab or something. But I don't know. Wait, how did he die? Oh, that was just
Really going in there with the,
terrible DI on the knee. Monza really got a gift there. I think he's aware of it. He just kind of runs with it from here.
that's crazy.
Yeah, the throw conversions are a big deal.
Marth dare just
Which, again, like, this is a whole match of spaghetti, so you can't really fault him. But that time he doesn't do the edge cancel and gets punished for it. See, like, again, like, Brian's punishing him, like, pretty harsh when he does something that isn't, like, great. But when Monza is doing good things, like, Brian can't do shit. Which is basically how this entire match went. The second Monza started playing, like, the way Monza should be playing,
lots of
minus the tech flubs and the missed conversions, just, like, he's still playing smart despite, like, messing up every single thing he's doing. And even still, like, he's on last stock, but, like, he just took 2, so, like, he's got momentum at this point, and he's gonna ride it, but he's looking for that early kill. I feel like he fished a little hard there. He's still fishing.
It's gonna be really hard to look around.
But at this point, I think right around here. Hold on. Right around here is where Monza's like, alright,
It's gonna be really hard.
hold up. He starts playing. Never mind. I was gonna say, like, I feel like he's letting Brian come to him more. Which, I mean, when you're behind and your opponent's gonna aggress, sometimes you want to do that. Especially if you have a lead, you want to do that, because that's how you hold leads. But Monza starts staging a really nice comeback.
This is our first JV set.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, at this point they're both pretty like nervous. They don't want to blow it. But I feel like just overall in this set, Monza dictated the pace of the match more. Oh, he finally gets a conversion, which is why, like, that's the big thing. Like, if he was hitting all these conversions, sick recovery again, then he could have ended this match even quicker. Like that he's just barely missing the spacing on a lot of the conversions. So he's just gonna want to tighten up on that more. Just like visualize the DI better,
Ardiom
and then
had
just
a
follow him
decent
there.
lead, but it's Dreamland and
There's
Marth.
been a lot of neutral and chasing each other down too.
This was also a really bad stage for Brian to not ban. If he had not banned this, then he may have actually
I do
won.
know that
I mean, if he had banned this and they had went to a
Oh,
smaller
nice
stage,
toss up
it's
man.
definitely possible that he could have won.
using stocks. Ooh, that was close.
They both are. I'm glad I picked this one. Yeah, donate? No.
Like he just keeps missing all the conversions. So
That was the
less
second one.
rolls, more
Oh, nice
conversions,
again.
and play a little bit safer.
Sword hopping.
Like especially if you have a lead, you don't have to aggress.
Yep. Wow, that was. Ooh.
Oh, and hit those jump cancel grabs. That was sick, by the way.
Wow.
That was a really sick bait. Like his dash dancing is so clean. So I feel like the takeaway from Monza in the set is after you do an action, make sure you follow up immediately with another action if possible. It doesn't matter what the action is, just do something. Because just that even if it's just a very brief moment of standing still, you're still likely to just like get punished for it. And that's time you could that's like a frame or so. It's like only a few frames, but like that's a few frames you could be using towards applying pressure, following up. And I feel like as the set goes on, he gets better about it. But sometimes I still notice it, like just in watching him play. So the big takeaways are, I mean, again, it was called out or whatever, but tighten up the jump cancel grabs and stuff. Tighten up the following up with another action after doing an action. Work on the throw conversions, and roll less. That's about it. Otherwise, like when Monza was playing smart, it was definitely showing. Like it was pretty impressive. But in the moments that he wasn't really doing it, I mean, the moments where he wasn't doing what he should be doing is the reason why this came so close. It was down to the wire. So if Monza had been playing his game a little bit better, then this definitely could have been a different set. It could have been a lot more of a blowout. That's all I really got to say, though. Thanks for listening.